今日はトロントで移民弁護士をしているジェシカ・ユアン先生からカナダへの家族移住についてお話をお伺いしたいと思います。
Konnichiwa, minasan. My name is Jessica Yuan. I'm a lawyer in Toronto, and thank you so much for having me on the show. Today, we have got a super short video for you that's all about spousal work permits and study permits. So let's get started.
では、最初の質問です。片方が学校に通っていれば、子供やもう片方はどんなビザで滞在することができますか？
So let's say you've got a couple. There's couple A.And then there's couple B. And let's say couple A has a study permit and couple B is only on a visitor visa for now. Then what can couple B do? And what is he or she eligible for? In this case, couple B would be eligible for an open work permit or a study permit, so long as couple A, who's the primary couple, has a valid study permit, is registered as a full-time student, and is eligible for postgraduate work permit. Now, let's suppose couple B decides that he is going to get a work permit instead of a study permit. This will allow that spouse to work for any employer, and if the job is full-time and meets the skill level of B, A, or 0, then it could count as eligible work experience for the purpose of immigrating to Canada. So there are benefits to having non-student couple or spouse work during this time. Now, for children of parents with a work permit or a study permit, they can apply for a study permit inside Canada, but this kind of permit isn't necessarily required if the child is attending kindergarten, primary school, or secondary school. So it's not mandatory for kids at this age attending these grades to have a study permit. But if they don't have a study permit, then they'll have to make sure that they maintain their visitor status throughout the time. Of course, it's better to have a study permit in place. Because if, let's say, the child decides that they want to graduate and then attend university, it's a lot easier to switch from, let's say, secondary school study permit to post-secondary instead of applying for a brand new one from scratch at the beginning. So just some things to think about. But, if you just arrived and you need to put your child to school right away and you don't have time to wait for a study permit, then going in as a visitor is completely fine and not against the law or anything.
はい、ありがとうございます。では、2つ目の質問です。配偶者ビザを申請するためにどんな書類が必要ですか？日本語の書類しかない場合はどうしたらよいですか？
So in addition to the application forms that you would have to fill out, the supporting documents that you would need include passport, obviously. So this would be the page with the photo on it, as well as any page with visas or stamps. Marriage certificate. So if the couple is married, then you would have to get proof of the marriage. So this would be the marriage certificate if you are in a common law relationship. And common law, for the purposes of immigration, is any couple who has been in a conjugal relationship. So this is a type of relationship where both parties are interdependent of one another. So they might have joint accounts. They might have both names on a joint lease, or they've bought property together, stuff like that. If they're in a common law relationship, then there is a common law statutory declaration that they would have to swear in front of a commissioner to prove their relationship. Next document is the proof of the spouse's study permit or work permit. So this is the primary spouse that we're talking about who already has one of these permits. You'd have to prove that they have this permit and that it is still valid. A digital photo. So this is passport size photo. Because a lot of the applications now are online, and actually IRCC prefers people to apply online. You would have to upload a digital photo of yourself. That's as recent as the last 6 months, so nothing too old. And then next is if the spouse applying for the new permit decides that they want to apply for a study permit, then you would have to get a letter of acceptance from the school and proof that you paid tuition. So it's not enough to say that you have an intention to go to school or to study at a college. You would actually have to put in the effort to apply for that particular program and get accepted by the school, receive the letter of acceptance, and then pay tuition, or at least a portion of it, so that you can show immigration that everything is set in place, and the only thing that's left is your study permit. And that's basically it. Oh, and then typically you would probably want to put in like proof of funds. So this could be a summary of your bank statement for the last month. That's usually enough. And then just make sure that there is enough money in there to not only pay for the tuition and any costs associated to the program and studying at the school, but that there is also some money for to take care of the family. Now, if the primary spouse is on a work permit instead of a study permit, then what they could demonstrate is, or include in the supporting documents, is pay stubs for the last 3 months. And that goes to show that they are getting regular pay. And that also proves not only that they have a valid work permit and that they're working, but that they are making money to help support the family.
はい、ありがとうございます。ジェシカ先生、今日もたくさんの質問に答えていただきありがとうございます。次のビデオでしてほしい質問があれば日本語でもいいのでコメント欄にコメントをお願いします。このビデオが役に立ったという方はぜひいいねとチャンネル登録をよろしくお願いします。
So thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, it doesn't have to be immigration related. It could be, we're going to be making a series of videos on landlord and tenants issues because that comes up a lot. I get asked a lot of those questions. I also practice family law, wills and estates. So if you have questions related to that, feel free to write them in the comments section below, and we'll review your comments and feature any of your questions in future videos. So thanks for tuning in.